Hey, what's happening? Welcome back to RB Bass Outdoors. This is Ron Howe coming at you. I owe you a little bit of a Clearlake update. I'm working today in the office and wanted to get a quick video out there for Clearlake, California. So, had a tournament up there recently. I didn't finish well in the tournament, and we can talk about that, and that's okay, right? It just happens. There's, people all say, I don't want to talk about when I didn't do well. We caught fish, we just didn't catch the right fish, right? So let's talk about catching fish and the transition of spring to summer and what's happening right now. So Clearlake, in the afternoons when it warms up, those fish are getting shallow and aggressive, and my favorite time of year is here, and it's topwater. Went up there maybe first weekend in May and second weekend in May, and you had pre-spawn fish, you had spawn fish, you had post-spawn fish, and these fish are moving in, moving out constantly. Sorry for the noise in the background. Hold on one second. This goes to show you we're live here, right? There's a new roof going on the house, so it's been a little noisy, right? So, back to Clearlake talk. These fish have been moving in and out. They're really ficky on the weather. This year in California, we've had a lot of fake fronts. Sometimes rain, sometimes not, but we're all the way late into May, and it's not uncommon to have this. I mean, it can happen all the way through June, right? But what happens is pre-spawn fish will move up and they're eating, right? But that cold comes, they either back down or back out, right? And so you have to adjust. And sometimes we don't do very well at that. With that being said, on the days they're moving up, those pre-spawn fish, which they're still chewing right now at the end of May, they're still pre-spawners, they are eating a frog very well. There's not much complication to it other than covering enough water to find where they're at. The lake is so full, there's hidden pockets in lakes behind the tulies. There's duckweed in all the coves and as they call it, keys, if you will. And one area can be going off, and another area on the other side of the lake there's no frog bites at all. They can be biting one day over here, and you'll get a bunch of bites, and then over here, no bites. Literally within 500 yards of each other, 1,000 yards of each other. These fish are really moving. Now, the post-spawn fish, they're not moving. So if you find those fish, they're going to be in the area you're at. They're not transitioning so much. If they are, they're transitioning out, right? Until they feed up, and some of those fish will move back because they're shallow fish. But they're more on the transition out, but they're not moving so fast because those fish need to recover from the spawn. So if you find post-spawn frogfish, they're going to be in that area for a little bit until they get some food in them, recover, and then make their way back out towards their summer haunts, the ones that want to live offshore and deep, and other ones will feed up and move back shallow. So cover a lot of water. You want to throw a 65-pound braid, a 7'3" heavy rod. I keep it simple. 7'3" heavy fast. That's it. I've done very well throwing a frog over the years. It's not complicated. The rod I use is an Abu Garcia vendetta. Retail, it's an $80 rod. I can't tell you, but it's that thing smashes them on a frog. The hook set's incredible. I don't lose fish when I hook them, and I probably hook more than the average person does that fishes with me that's very good on my boat. So that rod is a very good rod at an $80 price point. Believe it or not, that will smash them on a frog. It's good for a bunch of other stuff, but I literally buy them 4 at a time at the price point they're at and just stick them in the rafters. So 7'3", heavy fast, 65-pound braid spider wire. Color your line black for about 3 to 5 feet. Be as picky as you want. Could be 2 foot, could be 6 feet. It doesn't really matter. Just color some of your line black. You don't want it to get white, right? Choose a frog of your choice. I use a lot of snag-proof frogs. I use some Berkeley frogs. I use some Ima frogs, Optimum Baits frogs, actually. There's a lot of frogs that are great. I mean, there's so many great frogs on the market to choose from, I've used the Boom Boom frog. I've used a live target frog, and they all kind of have their spot. So you got to kind of learn which one to throw when, and it does make a difference on Clearlake. So keep in mind what's around and what the fish are doing, right? Those pre-spawn fish are up, trying to get ready to spawn. They need to eat. They're aggressive. If something's in their territory, they'll go smash it. And look what's on top of the canopies, man, or in the tulies. brown birds, blackbirds, yellow-headed blackbirds, red-headed blackbirds. Just stay in things that are in those colors. Sparrows, brown with a white belly, right? When we transition away from that, now we're kind of getting to where the bluegill starts spawning. You want to throw your green back, white belly, and color those things that look like a smiley face on the bottom of your frog or a bluegill. Gets to full summer, I tend to like to copy bass because they're eating baby bass. That's what they're eating, right? So just a little bit of updates on Clearlake, a little bit about what the fish are doing in the spawn, the post-spawn mode, and a little bit about what I use to catch my frogfish. And let's talk about the reel before we're done here. Couple different reels, okay? I like the Abu Garcia SX 7-3-1. That's your staple reel, long casting. So the reason I use that reel, it is a very long casting reel. And sometimes when I throw a frog, I'm a better caster from way out than I am from close. It's just, my mechanics just aren't great when I'm super tight. So I'm one of those guys that likes to back way off, and I will sling that frog way up under stuff. And I mean, I'm getting back there. And that 7.3 rod, heavy fast vendetta with that 7.3 SX is allowing me to do that. Now, if I am fishing a little more close range, places like the Delta, because those fish, when they eat, a lot of times they'll get out of the cover and get going out to a piece of grass offshore or something like that. You got to have an 8-to-1, 9-to-1, or a rocket, right? So that's where I'm using the higher gear ratios. SX now makes a high speed reel as well, so you can have the same reel on the deck with different gear ratios. But that's a tip that's very critical. I can't tell you how many times in the past, especially if you're on the back of a boat, right? If you're the front boater, you can get away with 7-3-1 all day long because you're on front, you're in control, you got the trolling motor, you could do what you need to do to get that fish in the boat. But if you're a back boater frogging with somebody, you got to have a high-speed reel because that boat's moving, that guy in the front's on his trolling motor, and my friends are hyper, so that boat is moving. When you crack one, you need to be able to catch up to that line quickly and turn it, right? Don't let those fish come out of the cover and get out deep, and we're talking about those 5 to 8 pounders. So that's a critical point for frogging if you're on the back of a boat, is to have that high-speed reel. So I hope you enjoy these tips from Ron Howe. Love throwing topwater. Of course, always go check out the Frog Master, Mr. Barrick stuff. But these are some tips from me. I've been successful throwing a frog over the years and had amazing couple days at Clearlake with the frog. And if you watch right now on social media, some other guys are poking them on that frog bite now too. So not going to be good every day. And you got to kind of figure out the windows. Soon, they'll be eating a frog on the whole lake. June can be an electric month up there for frogfish. Again, you got to find where the fish are at and understand these fish are going to be moving out more and more every day, moving out. So if you're getting a frog bit over here today, you might want to look just 200 yards that way. Those fish moved outward. Could be inside of a creek or back in a bay. And man, I was catching them here yesterday. Where'd they go? They just moved out, especially the post-spawn fish. They will move out to outside edges. Start looking for carp to shake up the grass and make canopies, and those will make nice little shade layers, and those bass will sit right underneath them. They won't eat through the canopy half the time. But if you walk that frog out to the outside edge, they're going to crush it. So go catch some frogfish. Get your topwater game on. Summer's coming. You know, that morning bite, that midday bite, that evening bite, and when it gets hot, 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 they chew a frog a lot. So Ron Howe, RB Bass Outdoors. Checking out. Please subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. Appreciate you.